I was in one of the most interesting rooms I've ever been in. Um, it was a room where there was a couple of executives of both supermarkets and brands here in Belgium. Now, in order to protect the guilty and the innocent, I won't name any names, but think somebody from Walmart, from Tesco, from Pepsi and McDonald's, as a figure of speech. They're the kind of people that basically you'd pay good money to have just a conversation with one of them individually, let alone if you have them all together. So I had them all together, and I had 5 minutes, and this is more or less word for word what I said. I said, well, hello, I'm Ruben, I'm a researcher at Ghent at IMEC. I lead a research group on trusted data flows. Increasingly, we're doing AI as well. I just tell a little story. But I said, but you know what? I didn't need to tell you that because we already know each other. Even though we've never met Mrs. Walmart, we got a relationship because I visit your place like every week, just around the corner. Mr. Coca-Cola or Pepsi or McDonald's. I'm addicted to your products. I visit every week. So we have a relationship. So we're among friends here. You already know me. And you know what? When it comes to data, the media like to portray us as enemies, despite me coming voluntarily to your shops every single week. No, the media says that I want to keep my data close to me and you want to take it from me. I'm David, you're Goliath, you're trying to steal it. And it's not true. We've got a relationship. In fact, I'm happy that I've got you all in this room together because you know what? I want to share data with you. I'm serious. Like, get out your notebooks. Are you ready? I'm going to share a data point with you, and not just like really important one, right? I'll show you that I trust you, and then you can do something with my data. Are you ready? I'm going to give it to you. And down, yeah. My son's got diabetes. I'm not telling you this because we're so close in our relationship, because I bet that you don't even know I had a son. But I'm telling you this because I'm sick and tired of accidentally poisoning him or hurting him with products that are not the right ones. And you spend millions on trying to guess whether I'm pregnant or have 5 cats. You know what? I will tell you how you can make money from me. I will tell you if you only want to bloody listen. And they don't. They didn't write it down. Because it's easy, like, first of all, it's not my data, so I can't consent. And even if it were my data, it's medical data, so they're not allowed to write it down. And in that moment, they understood that something is fundamentally wrong. Because the whole premise was that I was trying to guard my data, they were trying to take it, and there I am, I voluntarily give a piece of data that's very important to me to them, and they're not even ready. What is wrong? Clearly, we got this all wrong. We got this very wrong. And I say, by the way, you don't need to write this down to do me a favor. I'm also not doing you a favor by telling it to you. We can help each other. Those products are more expensive, right? So instead of buying the jam with a lot of sugar, all I want is to buy the more expensive product. Please please support me in doing that. And in that moment, I realized we got this all wrong. The whole model that people should want to share their data is completely mistaken. The economic component is completely out of whack. Because we don't share with supermarkets. They don't share their pizza with me. I don't share my money. We do a transaction. We have a relationship for mutual benefit. And that's fine. I know that the supermarket doesn't give me food because they like me, and I don't give my money to them because I like them. Yes, I do, but it's transactional. But when it comes to data, we're expected to share. And when I want really to share data that's important to me, they're not even ready. We got this all wrong. But, as I told them, you know what? We can do better. What if you and me, we could both get all of the value of you knowing this data point without actually having the risks of knowing it? Because, Mrs. Walmart, I scan my own groceries when I walk around in your store. You don't need to know about diabetes. All you need to know is the person holding this scanner right now. If he scans a pot of jam with too much sugar, tell him, no, Ruben, scan the more expensive product next to it. And whether it is because I'm too fat or pregnant or I have diabetes, you don't want to know because I know big data. You could try to guess why. But why would you? Why would you have to run the risk of trying to guess, whereas you already have all of the value without the risk? There's no point, right? And even better, you don't have to remember. You don't have to store the fact that I want products with less sugar, because I will tell you again, every time I pick up a scanner, I'll log in and I'll tell you that I want this. And maybe next time I don't want it because I'm shopping for my mom or for someone else. But I will tell you time and time again, you don't even need to store it. Why? Because there's mutual benefit. I benefit, you benefit. Let's help each other. So honestly, I think we got this all wrong. Data sharing does not make sense. We don't share money. We donate money to people in need, yes. My supermarket is not in need. So I'm not donating to them necessarily. I am making sure that they can help me the best. That's how the principle works. So what I mean is that when it comes to data, we need to always look for mutual benefit. And we need to nail 3 components simultaneously. Let's name them efficiency, compliance, and engagement. But here's what I mean. Efficiency is a technology bit. It needs to be fast and easy. Compliance is legal. We need to make sure it works. 3, engagement is the economy. We need to find a reason not to share my data, to invest my data, right? And we need to nail them together. And instead of sharing data, we should trade insight. And an insight is a piece of data that's just very relevant right now, that you can immediately consume and forget about. Because so far, GDPR has worked in an adverse way for retailers, right? They're not allowed to do anything, and we're trying to always find this middle ground, and the best thing we could go up with is cookie dialogues. I will tell you how to make money off me. I'm rattling, apparently. Is my hair still good as well? Yeah, I know. I will share my data with this person later, out of gratitude. So, good, perfect. So, technology, right? So what I'm saying in essence is, we should bring the algorithms to the data. We should not share our data with ChatGPT, absolutely not. We should still prepare it, but we should do the derivation as close as possible to the source. So, my son having diabetes becomes Ruben wants today, when he scans products that have less sugar, right? Legally speaking, we do something really cool. We go from the highest class of sensitivity, medical data, which the supermarkets know they'll never have, to something that not even requires consent. It's legitimate interest. So we just go, this is the first time that GDPR works in favor of the supermarket, because I'm actually trying to help them to make money off me. And economy-wise, we found mutual benefit. I don't have to share, it's a transaction. Because the reason that the supermarket by the entrance not just takes my wallet and does my shopping for me is because they know it's in their benefit and my benefit that I make my own choices, that I invest my own money. They will make more money if I can choose, and I will be happier. That's a win-win. Yet somehow, when it comes to data, they think they can invest my data better. They take my data wallet, try to do it for me. They're wrong. They're absolutely wrong. Because in all those years I've been shopping there, they have not recommended me products with lower sugar content that are more expensive. And this is why I don't believe in data sharing, because how long has it been? Huh? Years and years and years of us studying data, and somehow it's always too much, yet never enough. It's never going to end. It's never going to end that way. And with the whole AI thing, I've got a been there, done that kind of feeling. If you're going to do it the same way, we did big data, send it all to the big tech giants and they will do something cool with it. No, I don't believe in that. What we need is not one piece of AI, but 2. I need an agent an AI agent that works for me and only for me, that selfishly maximizes the value that I get from my data. Whatever the value is. For me, it's keeping my boy healthy or maybe saving out on groceries, doesn't really matter. Retailers, they need an agent that maximizes for them. And the agents talk to each other, because I'm not going to negotiate on data point per data point basis. I need them to find the optimum. Because humans are terrible negotiators. We can see cheaper or more expensive. That's all we can do. Let the agents talk about it. But economically speaking, me having an agent that finds the best for me, they having an agent that works the best for them, is going to find a much higher optimum than just one AI agent from an American company trying to think what would be the best for both of us. So stop sharing data. Start investing insights for mutual benefit. Thank you all.